channel, I know what you're thinking. Wasn't her hair just black and today it's blonde? Yes, and for the next few videos, we're gonna be going back and forth, so bear with me. Anyways, today we're making a Mario Kart cake in the shape of the number 5. I absolutely love how this cake turned out because it has a little multi-level where the cars are going up and then back down. If you've seen another one like that, I'm extremely interested. Put a comment down below. Anyways, don't forget to smash that like and subscribe button, and let's get started. You're gonna start out by baking out 2 sheet cakes. Yes, 2. So I baked out 2 full sheets. The first one you're gonna cut out into the number 5. The second one you're gonna lay out on top of it. And then for where the rounded area for the 5 is, we're going to cut at an angle downwards just so it has some dimension of where the little race cars are going to be going up the little mountain and then back down. Once you have the shape that you like, then you're going to go back and ice the entire cake. Make sure you get a really good base on it. Don't worry about the top too much because we're going to go back and ice that gray with the road. We're just mostly making sure that we have a really good edge line with the green on the sides of the cake. Next, we're going to put icing for the road. I find it a lot easier if you pipe rather than put it on a spatula and smear along where you're wanting to go. I feel like you have a little bit more control. Pipe it out first and then go back with a cake scraper and smooth it out that way. Don't worry about the edges between the gray and the green. We're going to go back and pipe over that line, so it doesn't matter if it has a really good transition between that. I did go back, pipe a little bit extra on where the tunnel is going to be going. So for that little edge, we're not going to be having any green right there. We're just going to be having the rock, so just put a little bit extra gray for your road. You're going to get your satin ice fondant. Make sure you color it black. The easiest way to get black fondant is to just buy a small pack. I'll link it down in the description below. Then you're going to roll it out very thin. We don't want it really thick or anything. Roll it out pretty much as thin as you can. And you're going to make 2 pieces. Put one on top of the other. Cut a rounded section out, kind of like the shape of a tunnel, and you're going to put that on the inside and on the outside where the tunnel is. So it looks like there are going to be going through, but there is a front and an exit. Put a little bit of icing on it before you put the tunnel, and make sure you smear it out a little bit just so we have a little bit of extra gray on the sides so we can put our stone on there. I recommend the gray rather than just leaving it green because you're going to see a little bit of that gray, and when you put the brown stone on, we'd rather see a little bit of the gray rather than that bright green. So next we're going to color our rocks. I bought these on Amazon. I'll link it down in the description below. You're going to pour some in a baggie, put 4 drops of the chocolate brown food coloring, give it a good shake, and now we have our rocks. Pour some in your hand and just kind of pat it onto the wet icing, and it should stick pretty well. And you're going to do this on the outside, and you're going to go back and do this on the inside of the cake. Next, I'm piping a little bit more of the road that's going to be leading in and out of the tunnel. I didn't have enough room to smooth it out with my cake scraper, so I'm just going to be smoothing it out with my spatula. And we're going to move on to the making of the little fondant characters. We're going to start out by making the little bananas. You're going to start out with 3 little balls that are yellow. Then you're going to shape them into little pyramids. You're going to cut halfway down to the bottom, and you're going to pinch the sides and then pinch the top as well, and just kind of shape it until you get that banana shape. And then we're going to go back again with our chocolate brown food coloring, and we're going to paint little faces and a little stem on the banana. And because it's my son's birthday, we are going to make him a little sign for the background. I'm using the red, yellow, green, and blue fondant that I just rolled out a really small piece of each. Make sure that they are all the same thickness. I rolled out mine pretty thin, and we're just going to be putting out a little sign that says Super Uriah. For these cookie cutters, I will put them also in the description below. And also, before you put away that red and yellow, we're going to be using our little cookie stamp with the little flowers to stamp out a bunch of little red and yellow flowers. And then set these to the side, we're going to put them on at the end. And moving back towards making the little flag that's saying Super Uriah, I rolled out a thicker piece of white fondant. Definitely put on the letters first. If they're not adhering well, you can add a little bit of water and they will stick a lot better. To make the little poles to hold up the sign, we're just using little cake dowels. They're just little wooden dowels you can buy at the store. I'll just also link those down below. You're going to fold it over the sides and pinch it in the back because you don't want to see it in the front. It just leaves a smoother surface when you're looking at it. And while you also have that white fondant out, we're going to make the checkered finish and start area. So all I did was cut out a strip, and then with my black food coloring and a very thin tipped paintbrush, went and painted that checkered look to what I was trying to get. And you can cut it to the width you would like, put that to the side. We'll pick it up later after it dries. Now that we have all the pieces that we need, now we're going to be going back and putting it all together, which is my favorite part of cake decorating. We're going to be getting a Wilton Tip number 47, put some white icing in it, and we're going to be going over those edges where the green and the gray road are coming together. Just be trying to make smooth lines along the edges. Doesn't have to be perfect because we are also going to be piping some grass on the side, and once you have the white, you're going to be going over it. Make a bag of red icing. We're going to be using that same tip, Wilton number 47. Just make little dots in between so we have that red and white checkered look, and do this all around the sides of your cake. Next, we're going to be getting our grass tip to fill in those edges. It is Wilton Tip 233, and just all along the border on the top side and on the bottom where the cake is meeting the board, we're going to go back and pipe in a bunch of grass. Getting to the end, we are going to be going back and piping in with a Wilton Tip number 4, the little dashes in the road, just to give it an extra step of dimension. And don't do what I did, I almost forgot about the little road in the center where the little tunnel is, and add those little dashes in this road there as well. Also, don't forget to go back and add in little fondant flowers, and we're going to be using a piping tip Wilton number 2 to fill in the little dots. Sometimes the fondant flowers won't stay to the cake, so just put a little bit of dot of icing and then the flower should stick right to it. And lastly, you're just going to be adding on your final little decorations, adding on the little banana. I put the little sign that says Super Uriah in the back of the cake, and then lastly adding in those little cars. And there you go, now you have an amazing Mario racetrack cake that is going to absolutely wow your guests. Make sure that they actually look at the cake from 2 different angles. When my guests came over to look at this cake, they didn't know that when you are standing from the side view that it has the little mountain, and but then also when you're standing looking down at it, it has the number 5. They thought this was so clever, and I'm not gonna lie, we had so much cake left over. This cake does feed a lot of people just because it is so large. Absolutely loved it. Leave a comment down below about what you guys think. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.